Hey guys, it's a Marlin. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm really happy to see that, like, even if just one person got something out of it, that would be enough for me to be happy that I did it. But seeing that so many of you got something out of this last reading, that's just incredible to me. And to be honest, I was contemplating to stop doing these readings on YouTube because I figure, like, there are enough pick a card readings. And mostly when I was doing those previous readings, I was focusing on like delivering the information and staying a little bit detached emotionally, even though I did feel into the situation and into the dynamics. I was like, okay, my job is to like deliver you the information and not put my energy into it. But in this last reading, I really kind of didn't give a fuck. I just, did what I wanted to do fully, and the feedback is really amazing and you guys really supported me with it. So, I'm really happy that you're here, that you got something out of it. Um, Today I'm guided to do something a little bit different because my friend asked me a question like 3 days ago, and it was a question about how can she respect her boyfriend more because she feels like he's doing so much for her all the time, just doing things to please her, and that she's starting to feel really superior than him. Like, she doesn't want to feel like that, but she's starting to take him for granted. And she said, I want to feel like we're equals. I want to feel, I want this. I don't want to be in that position where I'm taking him for granted. Like, how do I respect him more? And I didn't respond for that. I didn't respond to that message in like 3 days. And she's a Taurus, by the way, and she's very earthy, so I feel like she's really in tune with the collective energies. And she always asks me a question like from time to time, and it's usually like something that I feel going on generally in the world, like where like these cycles, how they're progressing. So I just read her message, but literally I was kind of doing something else at that time, and I just waited for a better time to respond to her. And usually that's how it goes with me. I just leave something for a while and then just the question comes to me. And today I responded to her, and the thing is about self-respect is that in that situation which she presented to me, it's like it's up to the other person. Like, no matter which side of this type of dynamic you would find yourself in, like, would you be the one feeling guilty for taking someone for granted, or would you be the one who's overgiving and feeling exhausted? Like, and also I'm feeling in the collective this solar plexus thing, and that's what I'm currently going through. So I figured I would just share that because that's just what feels right to me at this time. And I told her that it is kind of up to the other person to set boundaries, and boundaries became such a like dirty word in a sense. When you talk about boundaries, you think about pushing something away. When you think of, oh, I have this boundary, but boundary is just a preference. If you like chocolate more than you like chips, for example, like, that's your preference. The same thing is like your preference is if you don't want to go out tonight, but someone is pressuring you into going out, your preference is to not go out. And you have to stick to your boundaries, kind of, that is the form of like fulfilling your own needs. That's what self-respect is about. And it is hard. I told her that it is hard to respect someone actively who doesn't have self-respect, who doesn't respect themselves enough, because he's kind of allowing her to do that by, I used an example of, I told her, for example, you want a juice from the store and he goes and buys it for you. And he says like, no, it's okay, I don't mind doing it. And she's okay with it because, he said he was fine about it. But the thing is, he might be tired. he might not feel like going to get her that juice, but he will, because when we don't have self-respect, we don't see how we are of value to others. And so he's thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for her because like I want her to value my existence in her life. That is the motivation. Like I want her to respect me. I want her to give me that. And what do we know about this universe? This is a mirror hologram basically, and what you put out comes right back to you. And in this instance, him saying that him doing that action from that belief, I need to do something to, earn that respect. You're stating that you don't have it. And that's what's being mirrored to you. And that's why she's finding, like, she's she's an amazing person. She's my friend, and she's considerate about that stuff, but she's noticing that she, just keeps using that in a sense. And I'm telling her that's because there are no consequences for it. Like, this guy that she's in a relationship with is not setting his boundaries in a way that he's saying, you know what, I really don't feel like it tonight. Like, he's not meeting his own needs, he's not, like, she feels that she can do it. That's why she does it. And, she doesn't notice in that juice situation, she doesn't know that he's that tired. He can, oh, not admit to that. He can just say, I'm not, it's okay. But that's because he thinks by doing that action, he will earn her respect. She will see his value in her life. But the thing is, it's ironic because actually by doing that action, he's getting the complete opposite. Because he's stating to himself, like, his thoughts create reality, that, I assume, especially like your your inner world is like a complete reflection of your own thoughts. Your people you're the closest to, situations you find yourself in. It's always like that. I live by that rule. I check myself always when I see something in my reality that I don't quite enjoy, or that doesn't make sense. I try to see what it is inside of me. And the point is, if that guy actually started to have those boundaries, to start giving to himself. And self-respect is really closely related to self-love. I don't even know. Like, self-respect is almost action of self-love, like acting on that self-love. Like, if you feel tired, you should feel compassion for yourself and say, I really don't feel like doing this right now. Like, you have to give to yourself first. And ironically, if he would be giving it to himself, then guess what? He would be abundant in energy. He would be claiming things that he wants in his life, and automatically he would have more to give. Like, he would have so much more to give because he would have it. We tend to be like martyrs in this life. There is a real, a widespread belief that self-sacrificing is a virtue, that it's noble, but it isn't. Self-sacrificing is literally like, I am taking a part of, like, I will not have happiness for myself. I will like rip off a part of happiness from myself and give it to you, but then you don't have a lot to give and you will feel exhausted. And ultimately, if you would actually give to yourself, you would have so much more, and then you would easily give to other people. Like, you would be able to give them so much, like when you really want to give something to them and you don't expect anything in return, not even a thank you, you just do it because you're so abundant in it and you want to share it with the world. That's the only time you should ever give something, if I'm really being honest. So yeah, I think that's it. That's this thread of thought, and I will now be pulling a couple of cards. So if some people happen to watch this video, I will now ask the spirit to give me a card. Actually, now it's saying this deck. Actually, I'll be asking, like, if you like heard this story, if you heard what I just said, if you listened to this video, like, what is the collective question? Like, any questions that are most dominant in vibration in the collective, like something, whether it's conscious or subconscious, that you would want to know more about this, so I can cover that as well. So let's see what it is. Can I get a card in regards to what else do we need to know about this? Let's say it's the first card. So it's the Knight of Swords, and it came out in reverse. I'll be getting also a card from this deck. Can I get also one more card from this deck in regards to this question? Or in regards to this topic we need to cover? Okay, do you want to come? Yes? Okay. How did it... Do you want to like this? Like this? Okay, they're telling me to keep it like this, so... Actually, it kind of goes both ways, but this is actually about self-love and about yeah, so sometimes we are taught in, like, in our upbringing, most of us are really we don't know, we don't know that love is abundant. Like, we really don't know that love is unlimited and there is enough for everybody. So a lot of us slip into these types of dynamic where we're just, doing things so we would kind of, because we think that's the only way we're gonna get something. Whatever that is, whatever other person would value, we keep doing that thing. So we would get that feeling of whatever it is worth, or whatever, like, we're expecting fulfillment, but we don't fill our own cup. We don't fill our own cup. We're like, yeah, this Knight of Swords in reverse talks about how these thoughts that you're having about it, or this is a collective reading, so take this however it resonates, like these thoughts that we're having about it that are kind of not well thought through, because Knight of Swords is can represent communication, can represent also, I'm seeing it in this sense, like, as a, because it's not a king, it's a knight, it's like something that you have established in your mind as a belief, but you never truly thought it through that well. And that is blocking this self-love in most people. Which then relates to self-respect in the end, because self-respect comes from self-love. They're like really intertwined. And you see this blood here, it's like, let's stop being cruel to ourselves. Let's stop that cruelty that we're doing to ourselves by, solar plexus is about claiming your power as well, and it is about there are just so many wounds here, like so many, like the thoughts that you think. This is kind of a call to rethink about this abundance of love, like to really realize that it is available and that you can give it to yourself. Like nobody, like when you give it to yourself, you will get everything. Like when you give yourself love to yourself, then you will get, when you care about yourself, when you really um, when you focus that energy from this thought that like, oh, I need to do everything, all of these things that I don't want to do because that's the only way someone's gonna value me, and you are thinking that that will eventually lead you to this Ace of Cups, because like if people first respect me, then eventually they will love me. But no, they won't. I mean, maybe they do, I'm not sure, but it's just not the way to reach to that love. If you're wanting love, let's skip the step. Let's skip that step of you wanting other people to see you as worthy and respect yourself. How about we give it to ourselves? I mean, I'm not talking here from a higher state or whatever. This is like a process. This is a constant, I don't want to say battle, but this is a process. Self-love is a process. I'm pretty aligned with my divine feminine, and I give a lot of compassion to myself, but still I slip out of it from time to time, and it's all about realigning yourself with that self-love. From time to time you're gonna seek outside validation. You're gonna want someone to tell you, oh yeah, good job. But ultimately that won't fulfill you. Like even if you trick people into respecting you, if I may say, it's still not gonna fulfill you ultimately. And someone's always gonna say, whatever you're doing, someone's gonna say, that sucks. I don't see you as worthy, because how people recognize worth in other people is by what they need. For example, if someone is really good at sport or something and you're not even interested in that, you're not gonna see that maybe as a worth. For example, I mean, that's a limited way of looking at excellence and looking at worth of someone. We should be able to see it beyond our personal needs and beyond our ego. We should recognize someone for what they're good at. If you don't listen to music, you're gonna see a really great musician and you're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, that's just a song. I mean, it's not just a song to some people, definitely. Like, musicians in my life changed my life completely, but I play it to my friend or someone and they're like, yeah, it's okay. They don't see that excellence because they don't need it. So ultimately, no matter who you're trying to get to see you a certain way, it really doesn't matter in the end, because you're just giving that vibration of, I'm not good enough, can someone please tell me that I am? But you're stating I'm not good enough, and in one way or another you're gonna encounter situations or certain things that will just keep showing you that, because the universe wants you to be whole, the universe wants you to heal, to be complete, and it doesn't mind putting you in really awkward situations or uncomfortable situations if that's what it takes for you to realize that love is abundant ultimately. So I don't want to make this reading too long. I mean, it kinda is a talk or a reading. I don't know what this is. This is just something I was guided to do. So I'm guided to stop it right here, and I hope you guys got something out of it, because I literally have no idea. Are you guys gonna vibe with this or, get something out of it? But that's what I have for you today. So have a nice day, and thank you for watching, guys. Bye!